Right. So the top being you have this trip coming up in February, and you're wondering if significant change can happen by then. And in pursuit of this significant change by February, we've introduced this supplement, Berberine, to offer a bit of support, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about that. All right, we'll talk about that too.
You
But I
started
want
the
to start.
recording.
I started the recording. Yes, I'm telling on you. I started the recording. Yes, she started taking a supplement. She found a Costco called Berberine. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Sorry, Bentley.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to start with the big picture and then kind of zoom in. Okay. Big
Okay.
picture. What are you hoping happens by February? What do you want to happen?
I would like to feel lighter, like just like this cortisol belly situation. It is just too much.
Mm-hmm.
I like to look great in the photos.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to just feel good and be active. More muscle
Okay.
appearing than and less fat.
Oh, yeah. All of that's possible. More than possible. All of that is like expected by February. That's thoughtless by February. It's July. That's thoughtless by February. Okay. But what's the thing that you feel like you can't say you want by February? What do you feel like you can't tell me you actually want by February?
What do I feel like? I want to feel sexy. I want to feel confident, more confident in the spaces that I walk into. Is that what you're looking for? That's super
Sexy
cool.
on that. Miami Beach. Yes.
So I didn't mention that this happens to fall on my husband's birthday. So he's
Oh, so we gotta be extra sexy.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So wow.
You ain't gonna be
Okay.
able to use this video.
Okay. I probably can't post this video. Anyways, I love that. That's great momentum. That's great like timeline setting. That's great forethinking and strategy and planning. So like let's go big picture, what's possible by February. Okay. Taking the easiest route that we could possibly take. Easy way. Right.
Like
Easy way, 4 pounds a month. 4 pounds a month. So we go July to August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 4 times what's this? 7, 28. 28 pounds by February
oh
is
my
the easy route, and it's more than possible.
Okay.
That would drastically change the way that you look and feel about yourself. That would drastically change, your attitude about your confidence, your ability to walk down Miami Beach in a two-piece and feel extra good in it. That would drastically change those things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how's that make you feel? Thinking like, okay, shit, 30 pounds by February, that's good money.
Yeah, that feels great. That feels great. That feels great. So
Okay.
yeah, if I could have got a picture of this lady. So we went to like the pool area by the hotel. She was a white person. She had blonde hair and she had on like this golden two-piece string bikini. And the muscles were popping. It was just like, and I'm just not saying, yeah, like, is that my goal? I don't know if she was a professional bodybuilder. Like, she looked amazing. So when you just said like walk down the street in a two-piece, like I never even thought that was something I would do. So
Yeah. Not just do, but feel good about doing. Not just do, feel awesome about doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
More than possible.
okay.
And not only is it more than, I think we talked about the stages of confidence the last time we connected, and like the optimism spectrum, right? Passive optimism, like it's possible, just not sure if it's possible for me. Versus passive pessimism, which is like it's probably not possible for me. Right. I know Coach K said this is the easy route, right? Like this is more than attainable by February, but I'm not sure how possible that is for me. Versus active pessimism, which is that's absolutely not possible. I don't know what's wrong with my body. My body does not do what every other body on the face of the planet can do. It's just not going to happen for me. Versus the complete opposite side of the spectrum, which is active optimism. Absolutely. If she's saying this is the easy route, she's done it before. She helps other people do it. I see the people she helps do it. This is absolutely possible for me in my life, and it's an attainable goal within the next 7 months. It's attainable. It's attainable.
Yeah.
So the more we can tap into that confidence, the better off we'll be. Okay.
Okay. I hear
All right,
you.
now let me burst the bubble.
Okay.
As we tap into that confidence, we also need to be real about what's coming up in the next 7 months. Right. This was a wonderful conversation to have in January. This starts to become an influenced conversation July through the holidays. Right. You're sending somebody off to school. One.
No.
No?
No, we're applying, like, so this is senior year.
Okay,
But
perfect. Good.
it's a lot. It's still a lot.
Good. I was like, are you sure? Yeah. You sure? Okay. So at least we have back to school. You have all the things that you're doing for your business, for your brand, with the books and the deadlines and fill in the blank.
Yes.
You have the holidays, which we could probably say, we know that the holidays is like 2.5, 3 weeks of time. It's probably going to be a span of like at least a month of time for the holidays. Okay. So we will face periods of time where this optimism is going to be influenced by reality. So what do we do? When it's just real. I'm losing sleep because I'm on a new schedule. The kids got to be up and to school and homework and blah, 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 blah. Fill in the blank. Like, what are we going to do when it's the holidays and I've been cooking for literally 4 days, but not like my meal prep food, right?
Right.
So I think it's important to acknowledge that these things are coming up and to decide that we will have kind of an on it and still on it, but off it approach over the 7 months, right? When you think about the on it approach, think about like green light, right? Like I'm going through this light, I'm going as fast as I possibly can, as fast as it's safe to go, especially considering that life is going to come up and I'm going to have to slow down at certain points over the next 7 months, right? I'm going to have to. So I accept that starting forward. So when I'm on it, I'm on. But when I'm off it, I'm still on, just not to the degree of on it. And that should feel very familiar to what we just do. Like, this is just what we do.
Yeah.
None of that should be new information, right? Go ahead.
Off it is more like a yellow light versus a red light.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. So if we could calendar out, and let me pull up my Google Calendar. Let me see. Can make my calendar show me the months. All right. Phew. If we could like just visually calendar out, and I'm doing this because this is the level of intentionality it takes to get through a fat loss phase. This is just what it takes. It takes emotional motivation, confidence, and belief that the goal is attainable in this amount of time. Realistic approaches, right? Like I'm not going to be able to skate through 7 months without being interrupted. You're going to be interrupted. So let's plan for the interruptions before we get started. Okay. And taking a look at your calendar to see when you're on versus when you're off on, when you're yellow. Okay.
Okay.
Taking a look at the rest of the year. What do you automatically know, right? Outside of holiday season, what do you automatically know is going to come up?
Halloween. Thanksgiving. I don't have any immediate family birthdays. I mean, my mother-in-law's birthday, but I don't. I mean, I might have a piece of cake, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily off it.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So the other thing that I'm doing, again, this should not be stressful because I've started working with a coach to help me with like an e-commerce for my website. And
Okay.
so I talked to her about my goal being to have like things for sale by the time like, Christmas holiday.
Okay.
So again, I don't expect it to like take over my life, but it's something I'll be focused on and excited about. So probably, the last, I don't know, November to October. So that's something like new that I'll be doing and having, it'll just be taking up some energy, right?
Got it.
But I don't know what else. Back to school. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of hectic. Just figuring
Mm-hmm.
out where
In terms of
everybody
your
is.
schedule. Yep.
So that's late August. My
Mm-hmm.
husband starting a new. So in addition to his business, he's going to be working at he's going to be teaching at SMU, which is our alma mater.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be a professor. And that means he'll be now out of the house 3 days a week.
Okay.
New. So it'll be just like a shift in the dynamic of home, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and the support that I was getting with the kids.
Yes. Okay.
So I don't know that I've set any dates. Like late August to maybe the last 2 weeks in August, first 2 weeks in September is just gonna be like a lot of change.
Fair.
Doesn't mean I won't have time to work out. It's just mental stuff.
Yep.
And then so we would say maybe last week in October, first couple of weeks in November, kind of similar, like thinking about some extra things.
Sure.
And then we've got at least 2, if not 3 weeks in December.
Mm-hmm.
That again are gonna have to take some thought because I don't want to go nuts and lose my progress.
Right. You won't. You won't.
But there'll just be events happening and cookies everywhere. And
Cookies, office, co-space, mingle, school, party, feeling it's gonna happen. But
right,
the great thing that you have is this. You know it's coming. You
right.
know it's coming. So in your free time, you should be thinking about, okay, what am I going to do when our schedule change? Like, what can my strategy be when my schedule changes and I actually don't have my mornings anymore to go get my walks in? Like, how am I going to get my, think about it. It's going to take your attention out. And this is what happens. We go through these phases or these periods of trying to lose weight, and then something in life happens that we weren't prepared for, and it throws us off track and we never get back on. That's why you think about it now. You're
I
gonna
mean,
get thrown off track,
that's what
right?
happened. That's what happened. I had all this great success and momentum. To last September, it was like, wow, yay. And then stuff started to happen that was completely out of my control that I never would have put on a calendar and seen coming. And then, I got insomnia and all that. So,
Yes.
and anxiety.
Yep.
So back to the berberine, I think, okay, not yet. Okay.
No,
I,
you can't.
no, I'm saying, I think I've just been wondering, like, not does what, not does this program work, but is get that back to that. Is something wrong with
Oh,
me?
back to the. I'm
You know,
sorry about that.
that thought of like, am I not healed? It's why isn't any weight coming off? What's happening? Right? So
Nope.
4 pounds sounds way doable when I've doing the things that I've done in the past. I know that it works. It
Yep.
doesn't feel intimidating at all. It's just, can I get going? Like,
Yep.
Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
You're
Absolutely.
speaking about the calendar? Did I interrupt?
Oh no, 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 we're good.
Okay.
We're good. You can,
You're frozen. Can you hear me?
are we
Okay.
there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're here. Okay.
Okay. You can start today. That pathway is not the hard path. That's not the difficult pathway. That's the easy route. Pound
Okay.
a week is the easy route. And it's the sustainable route. You can start today. And we'll talk about
I
what
feel
that
like
looks
I
like.
started yesterday personally.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I love it. Okay. And we'll talk about the berberine in just a second. Before I jump to the berberine, I want to name, as you're working on whatever the digital product that you're trying to build, make sure you're using ChatGPT. Do not build all of that from your own brain. Make sure you're using ChatGPT
Wait,
to be
for what?
completely to build up your digital products.
Oh,
Ensure that you're using ChatGPT.
okay.
Don't
Okay.
make anything else without ChatGPT.
Okay.
Think
Okay.
about it as having Albert Einstein in your pocket,
Okay.
and it can compute it so fast that what would have taken you 8 weeks to put together in terms of a digital course, you can now finish in a week. Make
Okay.
sure you're using ChatGPT. It removes this part of it, right? And of
Okay.
course, you're still thinking about it, right? But it has access to everything that's ever been printed on the internet,
Okay.
right?
To clarify, right now, all we're talking about is taking my artwork that I've already done and putting it on products.
Great, beautiful.
Yeah, so it's not, that's
Not
what I'm
like
saying.
building courses.
This should not take up a lot of my bandwidth.
Okay.
It's something new that I mentioned
Yeah.
that I'm excited about. So
Should be.
yeah.
You should be. Absolutely. Okay. But make
But
sure you're using
I
ChatGPT
hear
for
you going forward if I'm doing something of that nature. Yes,
that.
ChatGPT.
And to review it too, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is the structure of my e-commerce website. Like, how would you move this? How would you market this? How would you move this around? What recommendations would you give me? Like, you can use it for literally anything.
Okay.
Make sure that you're using ChatGPT, right? Download it. Pay a little $20 a month. You got it.
I feel
Pay a little
like I need
$20
a
a month.
class, but okay.
Say it again.
I feel like I need a class in this, but
There you
okay.
go.
Okay.
There you
Okay.
go. It's easier than you think.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
that berberine, appetite suppressants, period, can be super duper helpful when it comes to kind of rebuilding your momentum around this thing. The one thing that you did mention is you want to ensure that it's not interrupting our protein target, right? If you're having a difficult time reaching our protein goals, then we might need to pull back on the frequency or the volume or the amount of berberine, okay?
Mhm.
The bad news is that the moment you stop taking an appetite suppressant, your appetite comes back.
Mm.
And it comes back twofold, right? I can't stop eating. That's a real thing. It's not just a psychological, it's a physiological response to your body being without food, right? So just go back to our ancestors, like just go way, way back. Okay, further than that, further than that, further than that, right? It's in our biology, it's in our DNA to seek out food because we need it for reproduction and we need it to live. The moment your body suspects that it doesn't have enough food, it will start to fight back by slowing you down in terms of your daily activity. This is called metabolic adaptation, metabolic syndrome. You look this up. Slowing you down in terms of your daily activity, making you more lethargic, interrupting your sleep, and making you have increased cravings for more tasty foods, more exciting taste profiles. Okay. So now you kind of force your body to go without food with this, supplement, right? This is the same across the board. It's Ozempic, it's Wegovy, it's all this stuff. It's berberine, it's even caffeine, right? Be wary of consuming caffeine on an empty stomach and then buying yourself extra hours without hunger. What happens as a result of that is the overindulgence of food, right? And that experience of forget the name of, there's a really scientific name for that sensation of I can't stop myself from eating, right?
Okay.
But I want to give you a little bit of caution that too much will actually be a detriment on the back end. It'll kind of throw a wrench in the plan.
Okay. So are you saying stop taking this? Or are you saying, like, because here's the thing, I don't feel like I had an appetite problem. Did I could I have used more discipline with snacks? Sure. Right? Like my almonds or something.
I love this. I love this conversation.
But I don't know that I felt like my appetite needed suppressing. I felt like I was wondering if maybe my blood sugar or something was off, and this was something that was going to kickstart weight loss.
Okay.
And do I have any labs to support that? No.
Okay. Well, we probably need that. Step one, get some blood work to ensure that we actually have a blood sugar problem.
Okay. Okay.
So, but that's probably helpful to do across the board. But then, two, you might have just named what the problem is. And let me tell on myself, right? I tested an experiment for the entire month of June. I said, all right, let me test and see. If I do what I know I like to do Monday through Friday, which is be dialed in, I just kind of enjoy my schedule. I like the way I eat. I like the things that I eat. I'm kind of rigid Monday through Friday. And then if I let myself just kind of let my hair down Saturday and Sunday, let me see what happens in terms of my physical goals. I tested on myself. Monday through Friday was perfect. Saturday and Sunday were 2 completely off days. And so I'm talking like whatever. Well, not 2 meals, 2 days, off days, whatever. I'm over friend's house, family's house. I'm in the snack cabinet, whatever. Stop wherever, right? Like chips from Target, fill in the blank, if we're on the go or fill in whatever. Restaurants, fast food, whatever on Saturday and Sunday. You know what happened? Nothing. It didn't work. It didn't help to create more physique changes. Right? All that to say, it might not be your appetite that's the issue. It might be your behaviors that are the issue, right? And so maybe down to, like you said, the snacking, maybe instead of consuming, right, like a combination of, and I'm just going to use this as an example. I'm not sure this is what happened yesterday, but maybe instead of consuming a combination of small meals, maybe we just eat like 3 regular size, like relatively or even moderately large meals filled with protein and vegetables. That way you actually aren't creating an opportunity to snack throughout the day. And so saving yourself 250, 300 calories in snacks times 7 days is another, 1,000 to 2,100 calories a day, and 2,100 calories per week that you're saving can be an additional 2.5 pounds per month in fat loss just because you stopped snacking.
I'm sorry, Kara, my husband was saying goodbye and I missed something. I feel like this is important math. Could you say that one more time about
math? Yeah.
We're talking about doing bigger meals.
Let's see, you're adding 300 calories of snacks every day, right?
Okay.
Giving you 2,100 calories a week. But that 2,100 calories a week, 8,400 extra calories that you can be cutting out from snacking, right? And if
for a month,
and if a pound of fat is 3,500 calories,
okay,
we do 8,400 divided by 3,500. That's another 2.4 pounds of fat that you can lose per month by stopping snacking, just by choosing not to snack, right? So then where does that lend us, right? That doesn't necessarily say stop eating almonds or stop eating fruit. That says eat bigger meals so that you don't have the tendency to desire to snack throughout the day. If you're more full throughout the day, fullness wasn't an issue, number one. but isn't the culprit here. It's the snacking. And if fullness helps to prevent the snacking, then we might be able to save you some extra calories. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The other piece that I want your buy-in on definitely goes back to the last conversation we had, which is tracking and logging your food.
Yeah.
Right. Right now, we're budgeting, but guessing. Right. We're creating a budget without knowing how much is in and how much is out.
Okay.
If you simply spend a week, right, just 7 days, actually weighing and measuring how many calories, how much protein, how many carbs are in these meals that I'm putting together, you might come to find that instead of us assuming that you're eating 1,700 calories a day, we might find that you eat like 1,900, and then one day you had 2,200, and then one day you had 1,400, and then one day you had another 1,950, and we're like, oh, okay. The food log has revealed that I'm actually over my estimated calories anyway, right? So the moment I get myself back to my deficit calories is the moment where I start to see change happening again. So I think over the next 2 weeks, your priority areas, right? Next 2 weeks, you need to start logging your food for accuracy, okay? And this goes back to our behavior checklist, right?
Okay. So you want me to just go ahead and do calories for 2 weeks? Just commit to
Yep.
doing. Okay.
Just do it.
Okay.
Behavior
Calories
checklist.
and protein and fat.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. So you're using your food scale. You drop a piece of chicken on the food scale. It says it's, 115 grams. You put it in our little app. I had 115 grams of chicken. It will tell you how much protein, carbs, and fat was in that.
Okay.
I had 40 grams of oatmeal. The app will tell you how much protein, carbs. All you have to do is tell it I had, 8 fluid ounces of juice. The app will calculate everything else.
Okay.
Then we
Okay.
think about muscle building, right? And I'll say this last piece and I'll let you go. We think about muscle building in terms of the tone or the visual image that you want to bring to Miami in February, more than possible to make rapid visual change with muscle building. Thing is, we need resistance training 4 times a week. We need fitness specific goals as we build out your training program. Obviously keeping a food log, but we need to ensure that we're training appropriately and training with appropriate difficulty, right? The training has to be hard enough. And that's kind of difficult to self-gauge. So we'll talk about that next time. How do we ensure that your training is hard enough to actually get you what you want physically? It's quite a difference between doing this and like struggling to do this, right? But we need the struggle. It's like, I've probably used this example before. It's like knocking on your neighbor's burning house door. How hard do you need to knock to wake up your neighbor if their house is on fire in the middle of the night? You need to knock pretty freaking hard.
Yeah.
Same thing is true for our bodies. Our bodies don't want to build muscle because it's a calorically expensive process. It costs a lot of energy to build muscle, so the body doesn't want to do it. So unless you knock hard enough, it won't do it. So you can be resistance training for, I don't know, you can be training for 4 years and be wondering why you don't look any different. It's not hard enough, right?
Okay.
So that's what we'll do next time.
2 quick things, and
Please.
we can chat about it. I keep kind of hurting my rotator cuff arm in my sleep, which is affecting. That's something I think of. Like I'll just wake up sometimes and my range of movement is low. And then also what I feel like to lift or do with this arm is so it fluctuates. So just your thoughts around that and working through that. We can chat about it in the chat.
Okay.
And then, I think what you said about that Berberine rebound scared me. And I'm just like, maybe I just need to just focus on my food and set that aside.
Maybe. I think my professional response would be definitely focus on the things that matter and set that aside. Focus on the things that matter and set that aside, especially if that's not the problem that needs to be solved. Appetite is not the problem. You're not eating too much. right? The appetite's not the problem that needs to be solved. It's the consistency of the behaviors that probably needs to be addressed. But that's not the sexy answer, right? This is just human
Yeah.
psychology, right? That's not the sexy answer. And so I don't want to deter you from trying something. A lot of this stuff kind of has to be learned through experience, but gee whiz, how many learning through experience, trials do we need to have before we actually accept, like, okay, I'm going to have to like bite down and just follow the thing. I'm going to have to follow the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I mean, I love recording our conversations because I feel like I always get something from it. I hope you got something from our discussions. I hope you're not leaving like, what she say I need to do?
No, I got it. I got it. And what I'm doing is recap in the chat so we can make sure we're on the same page.
Yep.
The logging is plenty to focus on. I mean, obviously I'll be doing the movement. And I'm doing, yeah, we're just gonna keep doing that. The 6,000 steps versus the 8,000.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that'll change too, right? As you're thinking ahead. Right now, kind of think like, okay, I need to just kind of rebuild the foundational structure of what needs to happen over the next 7 months, starting with my nutrition environment.
The food, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the steps will change too. From 6,000, we'll go up and up and up and up and up.
Okay. All right.
So I mean, it's prime day. If you mess with Amazon, check and see if you can find yourself a little step pad. Because that'll probably be good. I know.
I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, I was actually wondering about those. Like, are people using those? Are they helpful? Is it okay without the handles? Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, people use them. Yes, they're helpful. Yes, it's okay without the handles. If you can find one that's cheap,
Okay.
it might be worth the investment.
Okay, I'll look at that.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for making some time for me. And we'll find some more time to connect. We should be auto scheduled, but if not, then we'll make sure that we're just on track to meet the end of the month.
Okay, I'm excited. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.